And today's story is number 7 from Something You Forgot Along the Way. Ah, now their water is gone. How the general saw through the enemy's ploy. One arrow can be broken, but not three bound together. Japanese warlord Mori Motonari, 1497 to 1571, a master of wiles and trickery, is famous for this legendary advice to his three sons. After fighting in his first battle at age 21, he went on to fight another 225 battles, great and small, over the course of his adult life. This works out to an astonishing 4 battles per year. What was the result of all this fighting? Originally a lowly castellan with a meager income, Motonari ended up ruling the entire western portion of Japan's main island of Honshu. Once, when Motonari went on the attack, he simply surrounded the castle, sat back, and waited for the water supply to run out. The castle lord, a man named Aoya Yubai, was himself a brilliant strategist. One day he brought out his horse and began to wash it with rice in plain view of Motonari's army. From a distance, it looked as if he were washing it with water. Some of Motonari's key retainers advised a change of tactics, but the general brushed their words aside. After a few days, Motonari sent an envoy into the castle grounds, and Yubai received him cordially. "I'm extremely fond of horses," he said. "Let me show you some of my finest." He had 5 or 6 horses brought out, along with buckets filled to the brim with water that he proceeded to use to cool the animals off and rinse out their mouths. When the surprised envoy came back and reported this unexpected development, Motonari responded, "Ah, now their water is gone." He tightened the siege and Yubai surrendered shortly. Motonari had the insight to see through the enemy's wily ploy. He was certainly a man of keen natural gifts, but he polished his ability with unstinting efforts. Late in life, looking back over his career, he made this telling comment: "I never relaxed, not even when asleep. Behind the path where many go, blossom covered hills." Okay, very good. This might sound like a mysterious story here to figure out the message. Yeah, of course, in Buddhism, we don't go to wars or fights or battles, but we can learn so much from history and the kind of wisdom or tactics that some of these leaders were able to apply. And it's because every day, if you look at our own lives too, life is like a battle in a sense. Yeah, we have to fight to stay alive. Usually we don't think of it that way because we have civilization, so we eat at a certain time, and we have recreation, we strengthen our body, we have all these good things. But in reality, like think about it, a long time ago, just to get food, yeah, it's a battle, it's a competition. It was a competition, and if someone doesn't have enough wisdom or diligence, maybe they couldn't survive. Yeah, it's a sad reality of sentient beings. The yeah, competition for the limited resources. But anyway, the specific lesson here is, I think, teaching us about the paramita of wisdom, the sixth paramita, to be able to see ahead. Yeah, to gain insight into countless cause and conditions and effects, and how the effect we harvest right now becomes the cause to bring about the next effect, and that effect also becomes the cause for the next effect, and so on and so forth. So if we listen to Buddhism long enough, we begin to gain insights about all these causes and conditions and effects, and we can apply wisdom, which means we make choices that we don't regret. And that there's a lot of happiness right there. But it comes only from doing the other parameters, the first of which is giving to others, being generous, being kind, considerate of others, and cultivating compassion, which means to show concern about the well being of other people too. Not just be concerned about our own well being, but what can I do to improve or help other people to improve their own lives as well, so they can enjoy more joy, more serenity in their heart. The more we practice these parameters, because it's not easy to be kind, sometimes our kindness might not be appreciated, so it forces us to think harder. So the more we put into action, the more we practice, we're not living in the books or in the theories, the more we practice, the more we get that kind of wisdom, what works and what doesn't work. We can see what choices will serve us and others better. Yeah. And then, like the poem said, behind the path where many go, blossom covered hills. So most people, they're going forward towards a direction that all other people are going. Like people like to follow because it reduces their anxiety if they think that, they're not the only one going in this direction. So most people go in a certain direction, maybe pursuing a lot of money or status, recognition or acknowledgement from others. But in reality, behind the path where they go, there is blossom covered hills. Very close to us, there is this blossom covered hills, just like spring is coming and we had a lot of rain. We might get a super bloom this year, at least in California. So it's right here, very close to us. But because our eyes are close to it, we are just following where everyone else is going. We're following blindly. So we miss out on this blossom covered hills that's available to everyone if we do the work of looking within, self introspection, gaining that self knowledge. It brings us happiness. Yeah, so most people don't realize that if they get to know who they truly are, they can also find true happiness. So this general too, because of his wisdom and a lot of experience. So in this case, yeah, he had a lot of experience, almost 4 battles in a year. That's a lot. So all of those experiences helped him see ahead and gain insight. And also, the more we are defeated in a battle or in an encounter, if we feel defeated or whatever, even if we come out well, we gain experience. That experience becomes our wisdom that brings us a lot of happiness. This wisdom is knowing ourselves, which translates in knowing other people. Because we don't know ourselves, we don't know what's going on in other people's mind. But the more we understand what's going on in our own mind and heart, we realize everybody else has similar needs and desires, and we can kind of speculate what they have in mind, and we can make effort to bring them happiness by uh, enabling them fulfill their own wishes, and by helping them find happiness, we ourselves find happiness. This is a win-win situation, and the spirit of Buddhism, benefiting myself by benefiting others. So good job everyone for being here, practicing together. Today is Sunday, so we will have our members meeting at 10:30 a.m. Pacific time and Hattori Sensei's meeting at 6 p.m. Pacific time. Have a wonderful Sunday. Bye.